Listen up. You're tuning into the Entertainer Hotline Podcast.
We keep it turned up.
With your host, Dbeatzz.
Okay.
Talk to him.
Wow. Welcome to the Entertainer Hotline Podcast, where we go from the grind to the glory. And today, we're turning up the heat with one of the freshest voice making waves in R&B and pop. Her new single, Temperature, is setting the tone, and she's just getting started. Let's welcome the incredible Peyton Grae. You hear what I say? Yo, Peyton Grae, what's poppin'?
Hey, I am here with none other than Dbeatzz himself. I'm just chilling and about to have a good time.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. You know already, yo. Entertainer Hotline and Temperature. You know, it's the hotline, you know. So when you say temperature, you know, yo, listen to me. It's overheating. Fire. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah. So listen now. Before we even go any further, Peyton Grae, welcome again to the Entertainer Hotline. For those just getting familiar with you, how would you describe your sound?
My sound is a mixture of, dancehall, R&B, soul music. I grew up in a household that was heavily influenced by music. I listened to so many different genres of music growing up. I listened to country and western, I listened to R&B, I listened to soul, I listened to gospel. So I think over time, when I made that cognitive decision that, music was what I wanted to do, when I started writing, I kind of wrote along that. I couldn't just separate one from the other. It was kind of like a mix and an infusion of everything that I grew up listening to. So I would describe my style of music as just an infusion of all the different genres that I grew up listening to. So yeah, that's Peyton Grae's music.
Okay. And when did you first fall in love with music?
With music. I feel like I've always loved music. My daddy always tell me this story about how I would start singing before I was able to talk. I think I was 2 years old at the time when he told me that he heard me singing this song and he couldn't figure out what it is that I was singing at that time. I was just saying, Don Holloway, Don Holloway. I think after a while, as I grew older, he realized what song it is that I was singing, and he said that I was singing, "One way there is to get to heaven, Jesus is the only way." How that reached from that to Don Holloway, I have no clue, but it was there somewhere along the line. So I feel like music is just embedded in me, in my DNA. Music is just me. I don't think there was a time when I remember falling in love with music. I've always loved music, so, yeah.
Okay. And let me ask you now, were there any female artists who who really shape your sound and style, like who inspire you? You know what I mean? Like,
I I really enjoyed listening to the Toni Braxtons, the Mariah Careys, I think as Jamaicans we kind of grew up in that type of that type of household where we listen to a lot of Brandy, we listen to a lot of Mariah Careys, Celine Dion, Whitney Houston. So I feel like
sure.
my style was kind of like an infusion of all of that, and as well as Tanya Stevens and Lady Saw. She goes Marion Hall right now, but at that time, growing up, it- I was always the youngest amongst the older siblings or cousins, so whatever they were listening to, I was listening to it as well. So
Okay.
I feel that my style was influenced heavily on those female artists. Yes.
Okay. Cool. And let me ask you again now, like, what was your I am really doing this moment in the business, in the industry?
Um,
Tell me about that.
that was 2019. That was 2019 when I released my debut single, Juicy. That song was produced by Highway Records. So before that time, I I remember I was kind of like in a state where I had like this huge writer's block. So I was doing music, but I wasn't doing it, if that makes sense. I
Mm-hmm.
was, actively writing and, but I wasn't really putting anything out. And I remember one day one of my friend called me and he was like, "What are you doing? I don't see you releasing anything. I don't see you doing anything. What's going on?" Now I was a little bit downhearted and I said, ciao. And he said, "But way hard talk about you've never even tried, get up and get something done." And I think at that point, it whipped me into shape. And in that moment, it was the birth of a song called Always. I never released that song, but it was that song that introduced me to the producer of my debut single, Juicy. And it
Yeah.
was at that moment when I decided that, okay, this is what I'm doing and I'm gonna do it, take it seriously. And go out there and to show myself to the world. So, it was around that time, 2019, when I made that decision.
Okay. Cool,
Yeah.
cool. And when you say you was a little bit down and stuff like that, was it a broken heart or what? Because I don't know. Is that because it look like
Um,
hold on, don't even answer it. And I just want to know if that's the reason why you turn up the temperature now. Because we're gonna talk about that.
you're not easy. Yeah, I get into some things. But I feel like it wasn't necessarily a broken heart. It was more so a change. Because I feel like sometimes we go through changes in our lives. And at that time I was going through a really dramatic change when you know, I was kind of like, okay, do I get a 9 to 5 or do I do music? You know what I mean? And I feel like my responsibilities at that time were getting really serious. And when you're starting out, music doesn't really pay. Music takes from you. You know what I mean? So at that time, I was kind of like, I need to get some things done first, or I need to get this done, I need to get that done. So I think it was a matter of, a life altering decision that I needed to make. And I
Yeah.
felt like um, music would still be a part of me, but I need to do this first in order to be able to do music. So that's what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because listen. I'm sorry because if I had said if that's considered a broken heart for me, I just got my heart broken recently because listen. I quit my regular job
Oh, I
about a
thought
month ago. Yeah, listen to me. No, I've done that plenty of times, but
plenty
this
times,
time,
yes.
this time I did it for the culture, for the music, for my
Yeah.
career.
Yeah.
Like literally look at them and let them know, like, yo, listen to me. I don't care. I'm gonna bet on myself and I'm gonna
Right.
believe in myself. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's true.
So
Because music is selfish. Music wants you 100%. Music don't want you halfway, quarter way. Music want you 100%. So if it is that, you really want to do this thing, you have to really make certain sacrifices and certain decisions to move forward. You hear a lot of story from people. You hear people say that who they went homeless and they slept on the floor, friends' basement, they sleep in the cars, to reach where they
enough.
are. They are,
A lot of people do that, but
Yeah,
plenty of them they use that as an excuse. They use that as something to really grab the audience and the
that's true.
fans to be like, yeah, it's a little stunt, it's played out.
A
The new
story.
listen right now, the new one is like I don't know, it's like mom, it's something about mama. If you have a regular job and you tell them that, listen, if you want to get the time off for them to feel sorry for you, just tell them about your mama or your grandma. They don't want to hear about grandpa or your dad.
That's
No, but
true.
it's just something about mama that
Mm-hmm.
they just feel that, like, okay, your mom is sick. I hope she get well soon. You tell her about papa. Like Father's Day, like for instance, Father's Day. Let's switch it up, because we're gonna get to
Yeah.
this is what we listen to me, fans. This is what we do to turn up the temperature on the Entertainer Hotline podcast. We gotta throw some
I
stuff
like
in
what
there,
you're doing
some
there. I
fuel.
like that. I
Uh,
like that.
so check this out now. I've noticed, like, listen, when it comes on to like Mother's Day,
Yeah.
Oh my God, man. The stores is decorated, the streets is decorated with roses and all type of stuff
Mm-hmm.
just for Mother's Day. They go all out. The
True.
restaurants, reservation book, you gotta sit down, wait, like wow, like what's going
Yep.
on?
Yep.
But for Father's Day,
You don't see that for Father's Day, no.
Father's Day, they get you a barbecue grill, you gotta work. They give you the drills, the hammer, put you to work. So but I think for Mother's Day now they need to start get like the dusters, the brooms, and the mops. Like put the mothers to work too. I mean, I understand. Come on now, we want to see some of that. We want to see the stores decorate for the Father's Day section. You know what I
It's
mean?
true. It is true because you know what I've noticed nowadays? A lot of the fathers are stepping up. A lot of the fathers are stepping up, and I feel like they don't really care to go away. They don't really get, that highlight. We have a lot of good dads out there, who, make sure that their kids are okay, make sure that, the mother of their kids are doing well. They make sure that the household, everything is taken care of. You have some really good men out there, but that is not highlighted. And it is also the same in the music as well. You find that a lot of people, they don't really talk, they don't really have anything or much good to say when it comes to men. And you know what? It's a gray area because I see it happening also as it relates to the females because it's like everybody's kind of talking now to everybody nowadays. But it's more so you find it more so happening towards the men. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we always say that don't use everybody one fat to fry everybody. But I feel like it is happening, and it's sad that that is happening that way. But I don't know. I think it probably takes maybe one or two artists, to turn up the temperature to kind of change that up a little bit,
No.
and
It not take
change the
listen,
tide.
listen. It not take nothing more right now because the temperature is turned all the way up. Speaking of temperature, let's talk about this single right here. Temperature. Temperature. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Peyton Grae. You hear what I say? Listen. This new single Temperature is such a statement. Confident, smooth, and empowering. What's the inspiration behind this track?
Temperature. Let's talk about temperature. Um, Temperature came into existence after a conversation that I had with my film director. We were, discussing different style of music, what we think is missing in the industry at the moment. And we don't see a lot of songs like Temperature out there. You know what I mean? Coming from Jamaica. And so we had that conversation that, you need something in between that mix where you have that rude girl swagger with, that feminine vibe just the same. You know what I mean? Being vulnerable, but at the same time being strong. So after we had that conversation, I went in the studio and I was like, okay, let me envision this thing here. And I literally pictured myself. And I said, all right. I painted the scenario. I painted everything before I even started writing that song. I was like, okay, I'm in a club. And I look nice and, cute and dandy as always. And guy comes up to me. What does he say? And how do I respond? You know what I mean? So Temperature was kind of like that, that female empowerment, that thing that says, okay, if you're gonna come to me, you gotta step to me right. I'm cute and I'm soft and I'm nice, but I'm also sassy and I can always what you give me is what you get. You know what I mean? I'm open, I'm vulnerable, I can love you entirely, but don't mess with that, don't play with that because you don't know. Click, click, pause. So, that that was the beginning of the writing process for Temperature. And after I finished, laid it down and I sent it to my director, my film director, and he was like, yo, this bad. And he said, I know the perfect person to work on the beat for this. And then that's how we linked up with the SOS Dynamics, who produced the beat for Temperature. And
Big up
from then,
SOS Dynamics.
yes, big up SOS Dynamics and a Grammy Award-winning producer.
True,
And
true.
from then on, we made the link with Rural Production as it relates to mixing and mastering, and
True.
shot the music video and Temperature born.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So, how involved were you in creating the direction for the video and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff? Because it's stunning, you know. It's the video is like, man, I'm telling you, man.
I watch that video every day since it's been out. I watch it every single
So
day. I remember
so
when
so is you give it all that views then?
probably. Probably. You know,
Ain't nothing wrong with
but
that. There's no wrong. Listen to me. Stream it, steam it. You know what I mean? Let's
yeah.
go.
You know what? It is beautiful to look at. It is such a beautiful video. I
Amazing,
feel
amazing.
like I tapped into something when it came to Temperature. We ended up with so much footage for Temperature that it's like, okay, this is too much. Because the song is like, it's less than 3 minutes. So to kind of fit everything into that space, it was a fight. But you know what? It was such a beautiful video. I feel like I tapped into something where I embodied this energy, this vibe, this feeling, this aura that's feminine, that's soft, but hard at the same time. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's sexy, but it's not out there. You know? It's like somebody told me that he watched a video and he was like, he had to watch it 3 times before he realized that I was fully clothed. He said, you were doing something to me with those eyes. I don't know what it is that you were doing, but you did something. And I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know. I was
Him never
just,
hear the click. Him never hear the click power
it looked
part.
like you never hear the click click. It looked like you never hear that part there, you know? But I was very much involved in the creative process of Temperature as it relates to, you know, the outfits, the different looks.
True.
Use of that video was shot in my living room. You know, we could, you know what I mean? So it was,
Well. I mean, that's where majority of the temperature started from, the living room, and you know where it ended.
I can feel the temperature. But yes, I was you know, even my cat Reina, she was involved in the creative process as well.
Show the fans Reina, man. Reina is famous, you know.
Reina, she just keep on messing with that. Come, Reina. Come, Reina. Okay, she wants to play. So that's what she's doing. She not make me catch her now.
Okay,
but yeah, Reina is very much involved.
Reina.
She was very much involved in the creative process as well. As soon as I go in the studio, because I have a home studio, so as soon as I go inside of the studio, she's like, okay. She's the only cat that doesn't meow if she doesn't need to. She only meows when she needs something.
Because just now, I think, does Reina have a microphone? Because when you say Reina was involved, she said, meow. You know?
So this is Reina, guys. Say hi for the camera. No? Okay,
Reina. Go play.
So Reina is very much involved in my process. As soon as I go into the studio, she's just always there. She jump up. I say that she's my my engineer, my studio engineer. You know, she brings a vibe and an energy, and I like having her in the studio. So
that's what's up. Okay. Was there a message you wanted women, especially young women, to take away from this track?
From temperature. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, I want women to know that, it's okay to love and to be loved, to open themselves up to be vulnerable, um, and allow somebody to to love them. You know what I mean? I want women to also know that, okay, just because you are that vulnerable and that soft person doesn't mean that you're gonna make some dude take you for a fool. Because we're not about that. You know what I mean? Click, click, pow. Yeah. But
Okay. Yo, listen to me. I'm gonna tell you, that's your line. Click, click.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Remember
So
that.
yeah. So yeah, I want women to know that it's okay to be fierce, it's okay to be feminine at the same time, be hard and soft. Um, you don't have to be lewd and raunchy to say what it is that you want to say. Tell a man how to treat you. You know, you could say it in a nice tone where it is strong, but it's still a nice tone. And I feel like men will respect that even more. Um, so those are some of the things that I would like for women to take from the song is, to love yourself, to respect yourself, to act a certain way, to be a certain way, to be feminine, to be real, and to allow people to love you for who you are, but don't make nobody
Sure.
take you for no fool type of vibe.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Click, click. Pow.
So
Anyway,
you know what
you
coming
already know.
next.
You know what come next. Me
Mm-hmm.
want to know what come next. That's why I better take it to this level. You have dropped the heat. What's next? Is there an EP? Any more visual shows? Like what's next? Are we
I
going to
have
get a gangster side of Peyton Grae so they can hear what you say?
okay.
What's next?
All right. So you don't know I have another single coming up. That single is called Pleasure.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tease it, but yes, Pleasure is. Whew, you thought temperature was hot, you know. Pleasure
Mm-hmm.
just turn up temperature the notch a little bit more, and you have pleasure. I have another single following that, and I have an EP to come. Wow, this EP. I worked with SOS on this EP. I also worked with Awe Records on this EP and AJG Logan. This EP basically is just me expressing myself in the different ways that I would want to express myself.
True, true.
So it's you'll find that there is a song on there for everybody. So there's a song on there for you, there's a song on there for your little sister, there's a song on there for your mom, there's a song on there for everybody. So it is a mixture of all the things that I'm able to do musically this EP. And it's important to me for people to see the different sides, my versatility. And I'm excited for people to see that, and I can't wait. I have visuals um coming up for the other song,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
from
I'm really
temperature.
excited.
So
I've
from
done a lot of
temperature
work.
to pleasure.
I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes,
Well,
and
listen to me. Just when I listen to temperature alone, that's enough work. I can just imagine what pleasure is going to do now.
yeah.
That's
Oh,
overtime.
pleasure. Me pleasure you pleasure me.
Okay.
I'm not even going to
Jesus.
go too deep into it. You know what I mean?
No,
It's
no,
right
no,
around the
no,
corner.
no. No, no. That's a lot. That's a lot right there. Anyway. Any dream collabos in that you would love to happen, Maybe from like maybe a
All right. So
female power anthem.
locally, or you know what? I can't even say locally because a lot of the artists from Jamaica, they are really doing it. They are really doing their thing internationally. You know?
You think so?
Yes, I do think so. I do think a lot of them are doing their thing internationally.
But they're not. I don't see them on the international charts though.
No, well, that's another thing.
No, that's the
I'm not
real
going to get
thing.
into the politics of it, but I really do see a lot of them doing well. As it relates to, like,
Yeah, they're doing
performing.
well. They're doing well.
Yeah, performing and you know, going to different areas in the hemisphere and just doing their thing.
The culture
Um,
is getting
huh?
the culture is getting a lot of
It is, yeah,
justice
it is
right
getting a
now.
lot of highlight. It is, and it has always gotten that highlight, to be honest. But I feel like with I feel like a lot of things are so much more accessible now. So it is much easier or a little bit easier for artists to kind of break through the cracks. You know what I mean? For the recognition to be shown, to be highlighted on the artists that are from Jamaica. So as it relates to dream collabs, I always wanted to do a collaboration with Sean Paul. You know, um,
That's why you talk about temperature.
I always wanted to do a collab with Sean Paul. I have this one song. It's called Wine. I've been waiting, been anticipating. I just feel like he would, bang 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 bang, eh. I just feel like he would add that vibe to that song. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I would love to do a collaboration with Sean Paul. No, no, no lie. I'm putting it out there. Um, and I also love I'd also love to do a collaboration with Thames. Um,
Yeah.
I really like what she's doing. I like the fact I like her story as well. How
True.
she came up and how she came through the crowd. So I would really love to do a collaboration with Thames and with Sean Paul. Any
Okay.
other
Okay.
collabs come that is that's
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
going to
a, that's,
say, but
yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
as it
Yeah.
relates to that dream collab that I would really love to have, I'd like to have those.
True. 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 So, how do you stay grounded and creative in this fast-paced industry?
Whew. You know, I think that's probably the most difficult part to maneuver because I feel like, yeah, a lot of artists now are releasing songs like every week, every 2 weeks, and it's okay to do that. But it's also okay for artists to take their time and to kind of, curve their craft a little bit. The number of songs that I have right now are like it's ridiculous. Trust me, it is ridiculous. But I also take pride in my work and how I put it out there. And I wouldn't say that I'm a perfectionist. Probably, maybe I am. But you see, like how I can sit down and I look at temperature and I can feel good about myself about temperature. I feel so
Yeah.
good about the production. I don't have, it's not out there and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't put in that part in there, you know?
Mhm.
I'm 100% comfortable with the song. I'm 100% comfortable with the video and, everything that surrounds that song. So, sometimes I do have moments when I feel like, okay, I need to probably be putting out a song maybe every month, once every month, or be doing more. I really do feel that way sometimes, but I also know that as an independent artist, it is difficult to do that. Especially when
Yeah.
majority of stuff you're doing it on your own. So it is very difficult to do what you see somebody else is doing. So for me, I
Yeah.
try to stay in my lane and I try to work at the pace that I am able to work at. And sometimes when I feel like, okay, the world is crashing, I just take myself to the movies and just buy myself a big thing of popcorn and some lemonade and I just sit and watch a movie and unwind and then I come back to earth.
Click. Click. Pow.
And I come next.
You don't know what come next because anybody at all know about the Entertainer Hotline Podcast, so yeah, we have the quick fire segment. And you see, in this segment, I
Mm-hmm.
just ask you some question. And you supposed to know say a fire already because you use the temperature and it's burning. And you go let it, we just gonna make it happen. So let me know if you're ready. You ready?
All right. We're ready like Fred.
All right.
I'm goofy.
Any,
Trust me, I'm
let,
so
let me. Any beauty item or fashion piece you always have to have in your bag.
in my bag. Ooh. My lip gloss. My
It's
lip gloss.
popping.
I always have to have my lip gloss. I have this. It's not a brand, like it's not a popular brand. It's called Pout. But I absolutely love this lip gloss. I take it with me wherever I go. So yeah.
Pout.
my lip gloss.
You put it on your mouth. All right. Last song you sang in the shower.
In the shower.
The last song you sing in the shower.
Oh Lord, never knew what I was missing, but I know once we start kissing, I found.
That's too much. That's too much hot water.
Yeah, that's the last.
That's a lot of hot water in the shower. You gotta.
You know what? I feel like
Adjust it.
since I've been here, it's like I can't bathe in a cold water no more.
Listen, I go to Jamaica and try that, and I say, yo, this is torturing.
But even though the summer is so hot, I cannot do it. It's like, what?
No. Listen, I've been to Jamaica before. Let's pause a quick fire for a real section. For a quick, you see? You are talking about temperature and all them things that make me there talk about all type of thing. Let's pause the quick fire for a quick second.
Yes.
Yes. Because you know, it's Peyton Grae and she's here to stay. Anyway, I've been to Jamaica and I'm there just around family and stuff like that. And I was like, they was like, where you going? I was like, yo, I'm gonna just I told him, I said, yo, I'm gonna book a hotel just to get the hot water to take a shower,
Yeah.
man. They say, you gonna spend that much money? I say, yes, I have to. I'm gonna just go find a hotel and just, yo, listen to me. Every time I go up on the road and I pass back, I just stop and take a shower. That's all I did. I didn't even sleep there.
Look, you never did have to do all of that though. You could have just put on some water upon the fire.
No, man. I don't want to go that way, that the road, man. Listen to me. When I take a hot shower, man, you the mirror, you look like, hey, you ever watch somebody moving it? Or you see all them say the ghosts are right on the mirror with the steam.
Yes.
I saw it have a state.
Oh no, that's definitely me. I don't know. The cold shower thing when it.
See, it's a reason why I went
feel
there.
like it's a type of torture. I really do feel like it is a type of torture to actually take like a really cold shower. It's like it's shocking.
Yeah,
It really is.
So, yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah,
probably
that's
that's the
not
science behind it, because you know your body temperature is it wants to be warm. You know, you have a certain body temperature. So we keep on us talk about temperature. I can feel the temperature. So
Listen.
I feel like because we have a certain type of body temperature. What's the normal temperature we have? Like what is it, 96, 97? So it's like when you take
that was before we're doing this interview, but right now it's about 150. It's real hot. Yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of like you take that hot thing and you put it in the cold water. It's like it's like a shock, you know. So it's kind of that's one thing I'd never probably go back to. Cold showers.
All right, let's go. Which one you rather? Text or voice note?
Depends on the person. It depends on the person. Cause I'm a natural writer. I like to write, but then sometimes I have my moments when I'm like, okay, why am I texting? Let me just send you a voice note and done. You know, it just depends on the person. It depends on if I'm driving, cause sometimes we do not text and drive, people. I don't promote it. But you know, sometimes just send a one message. I would send like a voice note whilst I'm driving. But overall, it just depends on the person.
True. Well, for me, lately, I rather text. You gotta to hear that voice. You gotta pay for it. I'm not gonna be.
I'm going to take some notes. I'm going to take some notes.
Yeah, send me note. You cannot do that. We're entertainers.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And we're on the Entertainer Hotline Podcast. And guess what? It's from the grind to the glory. Yo, listen to me. It's okay right now. We're grinding. You can get some voice note right now, but you listen to me. You see, anytime we say glory, that's a whole different story, man.
Different stuff.
different something that.
You gotta come correct.
All right.
And now I
cool.
write quickly your turn.
All right. If you drop a temperature remix, who would be your top feature on there?
You already know. But bang 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 bang. Yeah.
All right.
No
Finish
questions.
this line. 2025 is the year Peyton Grae
is gonna take her music to the world.
Okay. I would say Peyton Grae is gonna burn it up.
You know, next time I write in a song, I make sure I introduce it into the session. Don't want to pop off nothing another session. So I'm gonna make sure you're in the session next time.
Yeah, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And yo, listen to me. You make it through the quickfire segment, and that's what's popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for all the fans now and everybody that's tuning in, let them know how they can follow the Peyton Grae movement and, you know what I mean, get in contact with your management team or anything like that. You know what I mean? Just let them know, like your socials and stuff. Not your social security, no. Where they can find like the IG, the TikTok, you know what I mean?
Yes,
click,
definitely.
pow, go on. You know what next?
Again, click, power. You know what come next? It's your girl, Peyton Grae. You may find me on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all of them at Peyton Grae. Peyton Grae. You may also email me at peytongraemusic@gmail.com for any inquiries that you might have. You know, yeah, I'm pretty much Peyton Grae everywhere you go. As long as you see the girl with the red hair, or you know, with the bangs and the temperature.
Oh, you say your name Peyton Grae? I mean, I ain't have no, me not say no Grae.
You know what it is though?
Hold on.
Name.
Oh, listen, let me pay attention. You say you're Peyton Grae everywhere. So are you Peyton like about 50 Shades of Grey? Can you go temperature? And what you say next one day where you come up? Pleasure.
Yes.
So that how much shade of grey, right?
That one, no, that's probably a different shade. That's about 2 shades. That's 2 shades right now.
Okay.
It's
All
just
right.
2 shades.
Wow.
But when the other stuff come, then you're gonna be like, okay, there's a lot of shades, a lot of different shades. Yeah, funny story too. How I came up with my artist name. I was kind of going through that thing where I needed to have something that is like different. I didn't want a one name. I wanted 2 names. You know. So when I came up with Peyton Grae, I think it was like a balance between me being, because sometimes we have, good days and sometimes we have bad days. So I feel like the Peyton at that time when I came up with it was for when I have my good day, you know, and the grays are for, and the days are not so good. So my name is kind of
Okay.
like that balance, between good and bad.
True.
So
That's what's up.
yeah.
hmm Well, it's been nothing but fire on the Entertainer Hotline Podcast. Okay, you don't know already now. As we say, from the grind to the glory. And major love to the incredible, talented Peyton Grae for stopping by on the Entertainer Hotline Podcast. Yo, steam, temperature.
It's rising.
You understand me? And make sure when you go stream, temperature. It's on all streaming platforms. Follow her journey and keep an eye on the rising star. You already know we bring the real deal. We bring the real heat, the real fire. It's the Entertainer Hotline. From the grind to the glory. Click, click, pow. You know what
You
come
know what
next.
come next.
Yo. You know it, good man. Yo, listen to me. It's been anticipating. It's really a pleasure to really have you on the Entertainer Hotline. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much, and it's been a pleasure chatting with you.
And your next music video, I want you to start it off with someone with a paintbrush and their Peyton Grae on the wall, okay?
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, and they say, "What are you doing?" And they say, "I'm Peyton
I'm
Grae."
Peyton.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. What?
sure. Give it a shot. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Just even as a content, just put on some painting thing and just be like, "What are you doing?" And just, I'm Peyton Grae.
Great. Yes. I'm definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, content your content right now. It's a lot. Just
Yeah.
it's entertainment. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Like it's different levels to it. You don't have to really do what everybody else is doing. Set the trend. Let them follow. And sometimes you set sometimes you do stuff and it's not even a trend. It's just your thing where people be like, no, I can't do that. They gonna know that I'm following her. You know what I mean?
Right.
Do that.
Right. It is true.
You know?
And funny enough, you said that I do paint. I dabble into visual arts. I draw and I paint sometimes. So
That's what's up.
that's one of my hidden talents.